This is the Gamer Jesters video game update podcast with your host, Angrod and Shamrock. And I'm going to let Angrod take it away. We're going to get right into it because we got a jam-packed show for you today. Angrod, take it away with what we got. What's coming up on today's episode?
All right, take it away. You see the little flip we did right here. I'm taking it away this time. So I'm just going to do a brief summary before we dive into what we usually do. We got a little bit of E3 news to talk about, BlizzCon. We got some new games coming out, some updates for other games, some games that won't be getting updates, some sale figures, some gaming sales, some console sales, some financial reports with Sony and Nintendo. And that's about it for this episode. So we're going to dive it away. I believe you had some sales figures you wanted to jump over.
Yeah. I have both. As you know, fiscal year for 2018 ended on March of 2019. So both Nintendo and Sony released their yearly sales. And so we'll just jump right in with Nintendo. They were right under the estimated forecast. They had it was like 17.5 million was like the projected units for the Switch. I can't think of what I was saying there. And they were just right under that with like 16.9 or something like that. And we're not sure quite what went wrong there. Might have been an overshipment. Maybe they shipped too many units. They were heavily relying too much on Smash and Pokemon. But, Smash smashed a lot of records, though. We are looking at like 13 million some units shipped for Smash.
And I mean, you got to figure Smash was always their kind of baby game that they had going on. That not baby like a baby's play it. I mean, they're the game that they baby the most.
Oh yeah,
because it always sells well.
Yeah, I think this might be. I'd have to look up the exact numbers, but I think this could be the best-selling Smash game. I would have to double check that. I don't have that information in front of me right now. But I mean, yeah, they had a good, they're projecting for the next 2 years. They're projecting at least, around the same, 17 million for next year and then 17 million for the following year, which, if you're doing the math, that would be like another, almost 38 million, in the next. So they're at 35 million now. So that would put it around the 80 million mark, which wouldn't be bad. And they might hit it if they lower, they're talking about, although they said there will not be another version at E3 this year, but they're talking about having the cheaper version and talking about having the upgraded version. If they do that, they could easily hit those sales numbers. But the big takeaway here is their games were doing phenomenal since they released. They have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, 16.69 million, Super Mario Odyssey at 14 million, Super Smash Bros. 13 million, Breath of the Wild 12 million, Pokemon 10 million, Splatoon 2 8 million, Super Mario Party surprisingly come back to form for them 6 million, and new Super Smash Bros. Deluxe, the game that the terrible Wii U version of that game that nobody wanted, but yet they ported it over, 3.3 billion. So I mean, so that's where we're at with Nintendo, and they have they were put their big focus on this year. We'll talk about it a little bit later as far as what E3 has in store, but they talked about some upcoming games, and of course Mario Kart Deluxe, or not Deluxe, sorry, Mario Kart World Tour on mobile, limited edition. What do you call it? Beta, closed beta coming up right around the corner. You can sign up for that now. If your Gmail and Nintendo account match, if they're the same email address. Unfortunately, mine's not, so I can't sign up for it. But moving right on over to Sony with that at the same time, 96 million for the the PlayStation 4. Oh my God, what is it? What is their current? It's the Vita. No.
Yeah, the Vita. We're at that.
I don't even think they discussed Vita numbers because, it ended production, so I don't think they discussed that. But, 96 million, and they said somewhat, like 35 million people have, like, PlayStation Plus. So, I mean, and they even talked about, I think they said they were hyping their PlayStation Now numbers as well. I did not get the numbers on that. I want to say it was 700,000, but do not quote me on that. And, so, of course, they're doing well. Of course, we're at the point where now, as the PlayStation 5, as that they said that we won't see it for at least another year. So possibly.
I don't want to, before we move past that quick, I've been seeing a lot of people, they posted out and they said, yeah, you won't see this for another year. And a lot of people are jumping on that like all shocked and surprised, like they didn't expect this. Like, what? Another year? Like they thought it was going to be this year. And you got to, like, look at PlayStation's trend. Every PlayStation 1, they put it out 7 years later. They announced PlayStation. They brought out the PlayStation 2, and then 10 years they killed PlayStation 1. 7 years after PlayStation 2, they brought 3. 7 years after 3, they brought 4. It's that trend. They do that every year. They always want to get 7 years before.
Yeah, and it's absolutely not a surprise either that they're going to wait, because they still have some games in the pipeline that they are finally just coming out now this year. Days Gone, for example, is coming out today. Today came out, right? Yeah. Coming out today.
Actually, later on when we get into it, I have reviews on that too. But nice. We'll get back deep on this.
But and The Last of Us 2, another one, big game for them that's coming out this year. So they still have to, maybe not this year, but and of course
Last of Us 2 might be another how it went on PS3. Yeah. PS4 might be PS4 right to PS5.
That's what happened. The PS3, The Last of Us, was kind of the last game, not the last game, but one of the last big titles to hit PS3. And then because it did so well, they were like, we're porting that right over to PS4. So they might do the same thing with that. And of course, you have that other game, which game I'm talking about, Konami.
Yes,
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding. Yeah.
I was just gonna talk through it until I figured out the name. It's like the more I talk, the more it would come to me, and it did. So it worked. But yeah, so it's not a surprise at all. Yeah, they're in a good position. They still are gonna hit. They're gonna probably end PS4's life cycle, probably selling 120, 125 million, maybe more, and.
Which I think I'll have to go back and look at. See, I know we said about 17 million this year, and that'll surpass the PlayStation 1. I forget I don't know if we talked about the total. I'm pretty sure about 125 seems about right that they'll end it on.
Yeah, we did. And, that's great. And, it's going to still be alluring as the PS5 launches as well, because then you have, especially with the PS5 being, if they are going ahead and do full-on backwards compatibility, the hardcore people are going to get the PS5, but the PS4 is still going to have use until the games start.
Oh, so I'll be on the PlayStation 5 day one, playing my PlayStation 4 games.
That's probably what I'm going to be doing. If I could get, I'd probably, I used to be the kind of person who was like, no, I don't need a console day one. And then the second I bought the Switch on day one, I was like, you know what? Now I want to be that snob who has a console on day one. So
yeah. See, my thing is I bought the 4 at day one, and 7 years later, I can still play it, but it's starting to slow down, and I don't like lag with things, so I don't like the slowness.
But the other thing, too, is now consoles are so much more advanced. We don't have to worry about when, back in the day when we did like a day one console on, say we were buying the PlayStation 3, and you had 20 gigabytes. Or whatever, or 60 gigabytes. I don't even remember what it launched. Was it 20 or 60?
No, it wasn't 20. I think it's launched at 60, and then it went up to 100.
Yeah, and I mean looking back then, you're like, oh, wow, that's best to wait. But now the consoles are launching with, a terabyte, 2 terabytes. So it's like, there's not as much as incentive, not necessarily there was an incentive for it, but there's not much of a reason to wait it out for it to get, they're launching them with less bugs and less. Now, if they can only launch the games with less bugs and less problems, we'd be in a good place. But
as they get more advanced, they get more bugs.
But yeah, no, I didn't get very many sales numbers on the actual game units. But I know, I know God of War did gangbusters. I know what was the other one? Horizon Zero Dawn was a huge success for them, and that continued to even. And VR, of course, very much.
Dawn, I think, is the biggest. Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is probably the biggest hyped game for the PlayStation 5 launch right now.
Yeah. And, the other thing to consider is a lot of this, backtracking slightly a little bit, now we're going to see Nintendo's numbers change as far as games now, because they're now going to be starting to include digital sales into their unit counts. Before they weren't doing that. It was just physical. So you may see a thing where you see these numbers, like you'll see the Smash Brothers numbers be 13 million. That might suddenly out of nowhere spike up because they're now starting to count for digital as well. But I don't know how that's all going to
I don't remember
factor into that. But
think one of them was doing it reverse. I think it was Sony. They were only counting their digitals. They weren't even counting their physical sales for their
I
games.
feel like it was Xbox that does that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Don't remember.
Oh, but speaking of Microsoft, Microsoft now became the third company to be $1 trillion company.
Wow, they're moving up big time now.
Yeah, right behind Apple and I think Amazon.
See, the big thing that pulled that is the HoloLens that they're petitioning to get rid of.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you got to think, now that, even if Microsoft doesn't do as well in as far as Xbox not doing as well in the gaming realm, they have a lot of other things to fall back on, and of course, Windows being the dominant platform on every computer.
Huge hype for PC too coming out soon.
Yeah, and now that gaming on PC is becoming more an accessible thing. Especially with Stadia right around the corner, PC sales might start to, which will be good for Windows. The Windows operating system that might get the boost too. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got that's it for sales and all that fun stuff. And
I actually have some sales.
Oh, sales! Yeah, go on with it.
I just got for March, all of they put the stats out for March, and all the best-selling games of March alone was Tom Clancy's The Division 2 took first place by a long shot.
Good game.
It's actually right now the best-selling, not just the best-selling of March, it's the second best-selling of all of 2019 so far, just right behind, I think Kingdom Hearts is the only one above it.
Well, let's keep in mind, too, there was a lot of free copies that were handed out of that game.
Kingdom Hearts?
No, The Division 2.
Right.
If you got your AMD, Ryzen on your computer, they were like, hey, have The Division 2 for free. And, of course, people like me are like, free? Heck yeah. So,
I'm sure only counting the sales ones, so the free ones aren't actually counted in there.
Oh, the free ones aren't counted? Damn.
Yeah, no, these are only the ones that actually are physically bought in store.
Yeah, so it's going to be one of those, spoiler alert, because I love spoilers. When we do our year-end gaming thing, it's somewhere on my top 10 so far, unless something else comes out that's potentially better. But it is in my top 10 for now. So,
yeah.
Spoiler alert for January's podcast.
It seems so long away, but it'll be here so fast.
Right, I say that, and then you'll be like, remember when I was talking about the spoiler alert?
Yeah. But before we move on, I got I'm going to go through a few of these months ones, because there's one I want to touch upon, and you're going to laugh like I laughed when I saw it. But number 2 is Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, which is highly hyped. Everyone's loving that game. I need to get it. If you like the Souls games, it's just like them, and it's really big up there.
I expect you to say Hentai Girl Karen on the list, because that was, game of the year, man.
Fortunately, it's not on this list.
But continue with the list, because I'm curious to see where this is going.
Somehow, I don't know how, but MLB 19, the show. I don't know how
really?
Sell that well, but that's number 3.
Yeah, it's not even one of the good sports games. Not that I'm not a sports game fan, but usually, like, when you see baseball is not one of the, like, you get, like, what is it? Madden NFL, or like maybe NBA or NHL. Those like sell, or FIFA for some reason. FIFA does freaking amazing.
Yeah, FIFA's not on this list though. MLB is.
You're like, the hell? Wouldn't this baseball getting popular all of a sudden now?
I know. And that actually at the very end of March, like it was literally a sniper shot, just overtook Devil May Cry 5 right at the end of March.
Them bastards.
But then moving on, the ones I want to touch upon mainly are Red Dead Redemption 2's on the list, no surprise. But guess what is also on the list by Rockstar?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is number 8 best-selling game of all games in March. It's still...
How that's so sell? Everybody has it. Who's buying it?
Well, I bought it twice, and I might buy it 3 times on PC. So
I used to make fun of people who did that, who bought games on multiple platforms. But why on earth would you do that? And yet now I find myself doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because I want to play it on PC now, because it looks better.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could stream it from my PC without having to use, my Elgato. I don't have an Elgato yet, but you know what I mean.
The Elgato actually makes it a little bit easier to stream than streaming on PC. actually. It's easier to stream solo games on PC. It's easier to stream group co-op games on PS4.
Yeah, I'm gonna play around with it once I get one, because like I said, Mario Maker 2 release date June 28th. By the way, I will be like nice little plug there. I will be streaming the hell out of that on all of our channels.
Nice. But that's all about sales. I just want to touch upon because I laughed when I saw Grand Theft Auto 5 is still top 10.
I can't believe that still. What, that game is 6 years old, and it's still like, it's still
never left the top selling list ever.
And now they, they're going to release it on PS5. They're going to release it on Xbox 2, which sounds stupid to say, Xbox 2, but I don't know what they're trying to call it.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, I don't know if they'll release it on Switch, because I think the feature people play is the online mode, and I don't see the massive online world being working well on Switch. But they might just release the base game, and
I doubt that would work well. A lot of I've never even touched the campaign, honestly. I go right to the online.
I haven't either, and usually I'm all about the campaign, but
yeah, this
time I was like, nah, you know what, not doing it.
This time the online was just the way to go for Grand Theft Auto 5.
I mean, I've heard so many terrible things about my mother on the online, after.
It just makes it lively.
Oh man! But speaking of lively, actually, that's all I got for sales. You got anything else as far as sales? Because
the next.
Yeah, I got nothing. I had something, but I lost it. So we'll move on to our next topic. What do you got in the queue for us?
I only have minor things to touch upon, but we mentioned before about E3 we jump into. So we know already Sony's not going to be there. Nintendo just announced that they have no interest in showing off any new hardware at E3 this year. So this year, the E3s this year are switching up, like all the big people, all the big developers, and everyone we knew. They're all pulling out. They're all backing out.
I don't know. Is Sony going to do another state of play kind of thing? Because they do have to show off The Last of Us 2. I mean, they showed it off a ton, but getting close to release.
They're planning their Sony state of play is a quarterly, a 20-minute or 30-minute, I forget how long, quarterly update. So every quarter, 4 times a year, they're going to do one.
So yeah, at least we'll have state of play. We have EA is not doing a stage. EA is doing it. No, Microsoft's the only one doing a stage show, I think, other than Ubisoft.
Big ones. And so it's all on. This is where I'm saying it's changing now. All the big people are stepping back, and this is now letting the new people, the smaller businesses, jump up. Stadia is going to be there. We'll still have our usual, like Ubisoft and I think EA. And what's that? I forgot their name now. CD Projekt Red. They're going to have probably the biggest E3 this year.
You know what though? Like for me personally, I like this format better, where it's like how they're doing the whole state of play thing and all of that. I like the quick format, like without all the filler in between of the terrible live performances of some rapper that you never heard of and all that filler. I like when they get straight to the point. And
Ubisoft's still going to be there though, so you'll still have that.
Of course, because we know I'm making a wild prediction, and you might think this was crazy. I mean, bear with me. I think Ubisoft I think they will reveal as one of their games Just Dance 2020. I don't know. I have a feeling.
Probably.
I could be wrong.
It probably is coming up.
Actually, the shocking thing is I still think my legitimate prediction with that is I still think they're going to port it to the Wii yet again, because they released 2019 to the Wii, and for some reason it's still selling on the Wii.
Maybe they might do that. But you mentioned you don't like the filler stuff. I actually kind of like the little bit of that's where I always liked Reggie. So Nintendo ones, I liked his humor. I liked him on stage, and it's been kind of a bummer that he hasn't really been doing much. Then he left.
Rest in peace. I mean, not rest in peace. He's not dead, but I mean, rest in retirement.
And then
let's make that thing rare. Rest in retirement.
I always felt they did a good show until they started rushing their performance. Last year Sony put on an amazing E3, but the year before that they were kind of like, okay, here's a trailer. They come out and they say one thing like, hey, here's another trailer. And I felt they were rushed. And they didn't.
I thought Nintendo's was a little underwhelming last year, and I had a little bit higher expectations. This year, I feel like they might. I don't know. It's hard to say because, Luigi's Mansion, depending how that goes. I don't like Animal Crossing, but people go nuts for that, so.
Yeah, I played it. It's more fun when you have more people playing.
Yeah, I'm not into it. Not into it. I'm all about that Mario Maker 2, though. Give me that any day of the week, and I'm happy. As long as we don't have to play a replay of 2015 where it's just people singing the Mario song.
Yeah.
God, that was painful. But yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know. Microsoft is kind of the oddball out here because they might have, they're the ones who are actually going to have an actual stage show. So they're probably going to get some of the exclusives or first looks. So they might have a good show. I don't know. I think it's too soon to tell. But
yeah.
it's I don't know. E3 itself is kind of almost becoming irrelevant if you think about it, because now a lot of people are moving away from it, and shows like PAX East and PAX West are like frickin' taking off, and like
we need to go to PAX East. Yeah. Like we missed it this year, I believe. No, wait, we missed West. East is still coming up, isn't it?
No, East just happened. Happened.
So I got them flipped.
Yeah, it was in Boston, I think. But yeah, like you look at what was it called? What's the other one? The Game Awards, that's even becoming like a go-to show, like with a lot of reveals and things like that. And so, I mean,
yeah.
Speaking of E3, let's just say this now. We do have some E3 plans. We will be streaming on our channels throughout the week of E3. We may be doing some sort of reaction type videos or some sort of live type thing, but we will be doing something. So if you're watching our channels, just definitely look out because it's going to be a fun. We may even be doing some giveaways during.
Which one? It was the 9th, June 9th it started up?
Yeah, I know it happened. I had all the dates.
Yeah, me too.
I had every one of them. But yeah, June's right around the corner, so it's literally right there. And
yeah,
it's going to be. Speaking of giveaways, though, if you haven't checked out our channels, our streaming channels, our Twitch channels, that is, couldn't think of what they're called. Twitch, what is it? Twitch is TG Lord Shamrock for me and Video Game Jester for you. We've been doing some gaming giveaways for various games, so that's something that might continue as long as we have games to give away. So check that out.
I plan on once we get we're still small here on the Twitch, but once we get I get 25 viewers, consecutive viewers coming there. I'm planning on a bigger giveaway. Every time it increases, the giveaway is bigger. So at 25 viewers, I'm going to be giving away a Xbox Microsoft Store.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Get the viewers up, and then it increases by set a time limit, and then.
Yeah, I have a plan already. Once we hit, well, I can't speak for you. Once I hit 100 viewers, I have 5 big titles I would be giving away.
Those nice.
Rainbow Siege 6 and Red Dead Redemption 2 and etc. along those lines. Days is one upon one.
I'll send people over when that goes on. Right now I had a couple copies of Layers of Fear to give away. So I've been playing it. It's actually a surprisingly good game, not to get too far off of our thing, but I've been doing it late nights during the witching hour because I think horror and the witching hour, it all goes together. But moving along, so we're not ranting too much and raving on that. I think we got 15 minutes left here, almost 20 minutes. I can't do math today. Why can't I do math? 20 minutes. Yes, 20 minutes. I can't do math. What else we got on our?
I just have some of the other, like Persona 5, the Royal, is coming to North America next year. Kingdom Hearts 3.
That was the one. That was like the Warriors type game where it's kind of like Fire Emblem Warriors, and it's got that weird battle thing going on.
Yeah, kind of.
Because people were complaining, and they're like, "Oh, but it's not real Persona," and it's like.
Yeah, it's switched up. It's changed it around. It's not. It doesn't follow the same Persona kind of.
Just be happy you're getting a damn game, people. Well, everyone's been bitter since they got Metroid Prime Federation Force instead of Metro. So, how that went. But all I got left, we were talking Titanfall. Titanfall 3 is put on hold. Did you hear about this?
I actually didn't hear about that.
Yeah, well, they were saying, because Respawn Entertainment, who also does Apex Legends, they're fully throwing their support behind Apex Legends because, they want Apex to be the game that people go to, because they're stealing a lot of Fortnite's thunder, and a lot of people, they want everyone playing Apex. So they're putting a lot of making sure that it's the best game they can be having and continuing it being the ongoing game.
Which they do have planned. Still, Tesla, another character for Apex, is supposed to be coming out. They're starting up, I think they have another month and a half of this season. They're going to be starting up the next season soon, where they get the next character in.
Yeah. One other small note with that, though, is that's not putting hold on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's the same. They have a slightly different development team that's working on that game. They are also. That's not going to interfere with that. But since the same exact development team does Apex and Titanfall, they're like, we're only going to focus on Apex. I don't even remember Titanfall 2 doing very well.
It was one of those kind of mediocre type of games. But
I remember there was some sort of hype around it, and then it was just kind of.
It was hype because it actually had a storyline now, where one did not have a story.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of that's all right, I guess. But I don't know. I did not play Titanfall, so I can't speak on it. But I could understand how it is going to be disgusting to some fans. Disappointing, not disgusting.
Yeah.
Some fans might call it disgusting, so I don't know. What is it up? Speaking of that, delays, Anthem is also delaying some major features, but I didn't get to read a lot about that. Did you hear anything about that?
I didn't read up why they were delaying. I do know that it's just they're probably same thing with Bethesda when their game came out. It's discussed, as you brought up before. Now the developers got discussed by all the work they put in. And this game, they pushed it back. They held on to it. It was 6 years or something in development. And for it to do how it did for that long of them working on it.
Wow.
It's kind of heartbreak for them.
But, I have a feeling we're going to see it by maybe not the end of this year, but sometime within the next year, it's going to be a free PlayStation Plus of the month game. I don't think it's going to be within the next few months, but I think that's going to...
Probably by the end of the year. Maybe early next year. I can see it.
Yeah, because I know they were a little bit more ambitious, but then it just didn't... Some people just didn't get it. It's just happened sometimes, sometimes, especially because the game had an amazing, beta. The beta played well. And
they had their problems. They had their glitches.
But, people were hyped about it as all hell, and then it was just
there was a lot of hype on it.
Okay, so you also, not quickly switching, I know you've played some Dead by Daylight in the day. And I know one thing they were doing some sort of update. They still don't have dedicated servers, which is mind-boggling to me. But one of the things they're doing is introducing an end-game collapse system where I guess there's just towards the end of the game, you can activate this switch that could be activated by the killer or the survivors, and it could be it will end the game within 3 minutes. Anyone still on the map will get summoned to the Dark Lord. Or entity. So my question to you is, if you played this probably a bit more than I did. I've only touched upon it a bit. Did you ever have a major problem with people just hanging around after the thing and not making the game end? Or
yes, so guilty. That's actually me. I'm the person who waits for everyone else to leave so I can run around, try to find the hatch, or I'll run up the clock. I'll say by the exit and wait. First, I like making sure my whole team makes it out alive. So once I open the gate, I never run out. I make sure everyone else is out, and then I'll leave. Even if I sacrifice myself trying to save someone else, I've done that a lot of times. But I'm also one of the people who sits there and waits for the killer to come get me before I leave to run up the clock for extra XP.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing where people were hiding in lockers just to protest the round, and then there was other people who they would just sit at the gate and they would just teabag the gate instead of going out. and then
Yeah,
the
never
killer
hit the
wouldn't,
locker, but I do hide at the gate until a killer comes at me.
and like the killer would just stand there not killing them just because they didn't want to lose, and they would just stand at the gate. And I guess that was an ongoing issue, but I don't know, I never experienced it. So but that is that. So that's all the news I got today. As far as, it's been a slow news month, it really has been.
Well, I still have little bit left.
Hey, go on with it, because I got nothing, so the rest is all you.
It's nothing big, but Kingdom Hearts 3, it's just a small thing. They added their new mode that they've been talking about is now live for critical mode. You go on critical mode, it's pretty much like Iron Man mode or hardcore mode, where you'll find your HP and MP halved. The frequency of situation commands and magics are less, and exclusive abilities that Sora can perform, he can only perform them in this mode. So there's a few things they're switching up, making it a lot harder.
So kind of like now, is there any trophies associated with or
there's
trophies?
No core ones. There might be DLC ones later.
DLC
right now.
Okay, because I know there's some trophy, out there, trophy collectors, we'll call them, who are obsessed with the trophies, and we know who they are.
Yeah,
and they brag about them.
I like my platinums.
To everybody who's listening. And then you see it's like a game that's has 3 trophies, and you're like, is that what you're bragging about?
That one's not me so much.
Then you're like, well, how many platinums do you have? And then I'm like, well, enough said.
Yeah, I like going for my my Souls games platinums. I really like them.
I'm at the point where I'm giving up on mine. I've been trying to do Friday the 13th platinum, but I'm just like, oh, it's such a freaking stretch.
Yeah, I like going for more hard, less grind than the grind.
Oh, this one is so grindy.
Yeah, I don't like the grind. If it's easy but it's grindy, I'm out. I'd rather the challenge, but less grind.
Some of them are just annoying, because some of the people, they won't go where you have to team up with someone basically to get some of them, because they won't go where you want to get them. And
yeah,
it's like, do a magic trick, and yeah, it's okay, sure. But yeah. So besides from Kingdom Hearts,
we also got BlizzCon. BlizzCon 2019. Yes. That's coming up in November 1st and 2nd, which is the tickets are on sale in 2 waves. Saturday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Free comic day.
Free comic day is coming up. That is coming up.
Yeah, that's next Saturday. We're actually, next Friday, maybe we'll do a comic book giveaway. That's a good idea. Free comic book day, free comic giveaway. I might do
not a bad idea. We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Want to see what did they announce what some of them are? I know a lot of times sometimes it's good ones. Sometimes you're surprised. You're like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. And then other times it's like you get Hello Kitty. And
yeah.
No offense. The Hello Kitty comic is intense, but
I haven't checked out what
oh my god, that time she got kidnapped, and oh no, I couldn't even edge of my seat, man.
Not my thing. I'll leave that in your lane.
But anyway, we got Free Comic Day, and what else has we got with around that? We were talking, BlizzCon.
BlizzCon. So
we have, what do we have coming from that? Is they're doing some sort of?
Well, yeah.
First,
they got So first, back with the tickets, really quick. They have 2 waves: Saturday, May 4th, and Wednesday, May 8th. They'll be on sale for you to buy. So BlizzCon's going to be featuring their Hearthstone's Global Finals. You'll be able to watch live at BlizzCon. The StarCraft 2 World Champion Series. If anyone's been on Twitch watching them, they've really been narrowing it down. They had their huge competition.
Speaking of Twitch, not to cut you off there, but Twitch Prime has something related to StarCraft this month, some sort of in-game thing. And I figured I'd let you know, because I know you're big into StarCraft. If you have Twitch Prime and you haven't checked that out yet, check it out.
Well, I'm going to have to go and grab my StarCraft free.
I can't remember what it was. It was some in-game thing, and I didn't really look at it, but continue.
I'm all for it. But with their Champion Series, they'll also have their World of Warcraft Arena World Champion Final Series. Anyone's been following them, they're coming to a closing. They're going to have their finals now on BlizzCon 2019. And the World of Warcraft Mythic Dungeons International Champions going on.
Oh,
So it's a
damn.
lot of their biggest games are all having their finals, finals for their championships coming on. And if you want to get the tickets for the convention, there's a new portal pass which gives you special access to the Dark Moon Ferry area before the con for the Night of the Fairy event that's going on. Which has,
I hear Night of the Fairy, I think of a completely different fairy in my brain. Like, what kind of con are you going to?
Well, it's fair, but with an E.
I got you.
Fair.
I like fairy better.
Yeah. They got preferred parking, lounge access, preferred entrance on Friday and Saturday and more. And there is also a standard BlizzCon pass. So that's the portal pass, which gets you the preferred parking, the lounge access, etc. Then there's the standard pass, which includes like the pre-game festivals on Thursday and the BlizzCon benefit dinner, all that the normal stuff. I'm going to have the link, probably I'll link it on our Facebook page, Gamer Facebook.
And where does this take place, by the way? Is it Los Angeles? Where is it?
If I can pronounce this right, Anaheim Convention Center.
California?
California.
Anaheim, California. So that is where we can go and see our blizzards.
Yeah.
State that doesn't get as much snow as the East Coast.
Nope. And they're having their 25th anniversary of Warcraft.
Oh, damn.
Universe. So they're doing, anyone who buys the tickets, they get their choice of a statue collectible, either of an orc grunt.
I want a statue. Can I just buy the tickets and not go and get my collectible and like refund the ticket? Or do you have to?
I don't know if they'll refund you, but you can buy the ticket and get a statue. It'd probably be cheaper just to buy the statue. But
probably be cheaper. I could give away the tickets. Do a giveaway.
Hey, that could work. A giveaway for BlizzCon, and then just keep the statue.
Imagine that people would go nuts for that. Let's do it.
Yeah, and so
I had people arguing over a giveaway in my damn chat in my Twitch the other day. It was over like the dumbest game too, and they were completely arguing over it, losing over. Like, I was like, no, y'all need to chill out for a second.
Yeah, that happens with giveaways.
The funny thing is, I had 2 copies of the game, so
both one and both.
I was like, you know what? I'll just give you both one. We'll settle it this way. We're like 5-year-olds. We'll settle it this way. You get one and you get one. You guys can share. Oh, my Lord. But anyway, so any other news you have to close with? Because I do just want to get through the upcoming May releases before we close off here in just a couple minutes.
The last thing, I'll save it more for next week when we go into it. I'll dive in more with a lot more information. Days Gone is actually doing pretty good, which I'm hyped for.
Reviews-wise, what's our Metacritic score? Do we have it?
I did not check Metacritic. I'm on just general here. It's got 8 where I'm on, but yeah, let's see Days Gone meta.
Metacritic, we have oh my god, it's only 72?
70. Metacritic's lower.
That's kind of a well, see, some of like the higher end is 96, 82. In the 80s isn't bad.
See,
oh man, Slant Magazine tore it to shreds.
That's probably where a lot of the bad's coming from.
That's the only bad review on there. Is the I mean, the rest is average to
wait, good, Tammy, whoever. Oh, that's a per user.
Oh, screw Tammy. She don't know what you're talking about.
The user reviews are actually pretty high, and the critic reviews are what's pulling it down. But the users are all that really matter.
Definitely check it out. I want to check it out, so I'm gonna play it at some point.
Yeah, diddle that. But that's all. So we'll jump into the May releases with Rage 2, highly hyped.
So one of them I was going to say Rage 2. I was actually just checking on my Steam to see because I have Rage. And I was like, did I have Rage 1? I was like, I do. So I kind of am going to have to play Rage to figure out what's going on. So I have to play the first one. I even have the DLC. I didn't know I had the DLC. So I have that game. So what did you think of Rage did you play Rage?
Yeah, I did a long time ago, but I really liked it.
I'll check it out then. I think it has.
Yeah, definitely worth looking into.
Does it have a multiplayer? I don't think it has a multiplayer.
I don't remember now. I'm mixing it up with.
We'll have to check into that. We'll check into it. We'll see. But yeah, the list is what we got here. May is a kind of a slow.
Oh yeah, Rage does have co-op.
Okay, I may check it out then. If you still have it on Steam, do you have it on? I don't know if you have it on Steam. I don't think you do. What do you got? God, so many terrible things and so many. Puyo Champions is coming out May 7. You know, I guess that's based on the Puyo series. Life is Strange 2 Episode 3 comes out on PC, PS4, Expo on May 9th. We have Rage 2, as you said, on May 14th. We have Dark Future Blood Red States. I don't know what that is, but for now it's a PC exclusive. Guilty Gear. I guess it's a 20th anniversary, so it's been out for a while. And that's on PS4 and Switch. We have the Assassin's Creed Remastered coming to Switch. Assassin's Creed 3. A lot of people didn't like 3, so I don't know how.
Terrible. We don't even mention that.
This is where I'm confused here. There's another game called Observation, and I feel like that's already out. But here it is saying it is on the list, and I think they're lying to me. I really think they're lying to me. I'm actually Googling this now because...
Pull the fast one on you.
Observation. Coming May 19th to PC. Maybe I'm confusing it with another game because I literally swear I just picked that up. Oh, Observer. I was confusing it with Observer. Got it.
That'll be it.
Yep. I was like, I have that. I was like, but Resident Evil Remake on the Switch, Resident Evil 0 on the Switch, Resident Evil 4 on the Switch. Another big game for some people, really looking forward to it, Team Sonic Racing on PC, PS4, Xbox, and Switch. And Sword Art Online, Hollow Realization Deluxe Edition coming to Switch. Little Friends, Dogs, and Cats. Game of the year right there coming to Switch.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Warhammer, Chaos Bane, Magnus Edition, PC, PS4, and Xbox on May 31st. Afterlife on PC VR and PSVR. And, of course, the biggest game of all time, Tennis World Tour. All phenomenal games coming out in May. Some of them are good, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, well, we'll see. Anything I know you said Warhammer is probably one you're going to pick up. Yeah.
I like Warhammer. Vermintide is one I'm going to be streaming soon. So
depending on... I might have to see how the co-op looks. The co-op. Like it's a fucking... Oh, excuse me. Like it's a big a thing here. Team Sonic Racing, how the co-op looks there. I mean the multiplayer, rather. You know, if it plays well or if it's garbage, then... I might pick that up. But
which Warhammer? Which one are you talking about buying?
Well, Sonic Team Racing.
Oh, I thought you said a Warhammer game you're going to buy.
I mean, maybe I'll buy it. I haven't played any other Warhammer, so maybe you never know.
Well, that's why I was asking which one you were talking about buying.
I'm totally going to buy Assassin's Creed 3 because that was the best Assassin's Creed there ever was.
Get out.
You're fired. But on that note, right before we end, if you don't subscribe to Humble Bundle, I highly suggest you do because one of the games that you can get, Humble Bundle, of course, most of this is geared towards PC users. $12 a month, you get one usually AAA title and then 7 to 8 indie games. Sometimes they're really good. But I mentioned that because Assassin's Creed Origins. Did you play Origins?
No, I did. I skipped over that one.
That is one of the games that you'll get in May's Humble Bundle. It's actually available now if you buy the Humble Bundle now. And then on May 3rd, the rest of the games get revealed to you and you can download the rest of them. But Assassin's Creed Origin I just wanted to mention that. I like plugging Humble Bundle because I think they're fun. They sometimes get some good bundles. So
and
check
if you
it out.
Don't buy it, perhaps we'll be giving those games away.
Maybe, because you never know. Because if it's garbage, and I don't like it, or if it's really good and I just don't like it and I won't play it, because sometimes there's a really good game that I don't like, but it's just not my cup of tea, but someone else will enjoy it. But yeah, that should do it for us here today. So you know the drill. We are on Facebook.com/gamerjesters. Twitch, you can find us on Video Game Jester and TG Lord Shamrock, respectively. Twitter, I am Sean Shamrock. And Twitter, you are Video Game Jester?
Yes, I believe. Yep.
There we go. Those are all our social links. So, we will see you soon, and we might have some more interesting news, more giveaways coming soon, because, we're approaching our 25th episode. So that's something to think about.
25th will be, what, we're on 22?
22.
So more to go.
You can do the math.
Next week, we'll probably be doing that comic giveaway. So
yeah, so keep it
there.
Here. We definitely have a lot planned for you guys. So thank you for checking us out again. And I was going to say around E3, we're probably may have a couple episodes in that week, actually. I don't know how that's going to go yet. Or we might have one longer show discussing everything. So it just depends how that goes.
Probably be better if we might break it up into parts. We'll break it up into a section episode, whatever episode we're on. Say it's 32 part A, 32A, Nintendo, 32B, Ubisoft. We might break it up like that.
We can make that work. But yeah, that's it for today. So thank you for coming.